Hi guys, welcome to another Discover Alissa. My name is Alissa. I'm a health practitioner from Australia and we have some great speakers today. We have none other than Stevie who's a global leader and has a heart to help as many people as he can. He has a fantastic business and I think that the way that he explains what a redox signaling molecule is, which is what you guys are here to learn today, is really simple. So we are excited to hear from Stevie about what this molecule is, and make sure you stick around because we also have Dan Doyle, who is a global authority here in the company and he is going to share with us his amazing life transformation as a result of these molecules. So Stevie, I want to kick it over to you so we can learn about these amazing molecules and how they change our life.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me here, Alissa. I'm going to keep this really quick because I feel like the last few times I've kind of been hogging the spotlight by just talking too long. But let me just say really quickly, you're a wonderful woman and an excellent health practitioner and a very inspirational entrepreneur. The things that you are doing, not just for your team in your private practice, but for the, not just your ASEA team, but globally too. It's just an honor to be able to have you as a business colleague and more importantly as a friend. So thank you very much. All right, folks.
Pleasure. I love working with you, Stevie.
Awesome. All right, folks, let me share my screen here with you and make the best use of your valuable time and get into why we are here today. So as Alissa said, my name is Stevie Aquilina, and in case you couldn't tell by my Crocodile Dundee accent, I live in Australia. My family and I, we are originally from Sydney, but now we live on the Gold Coast. And that was a dream come true when we can make that happen, really. We're minutes from beautiful beaches, mountains, rainforests, coastal cities, theme parks. We absolutely love it. I'm very blessed and very grateful for my life with an income, time and freedom that allows me to enjoy a great lifestyle with my family. It's also taken me to many parts of the world that once upon a time way too far out of our reach. But I'm not saying this to try and show off, because the truth is the good vibes and good times have not always been the case. I was a difficult and awkward and weird child to parent in school and all of that. I never made the grades. I was an average to below average achiever at best. I was often told on a daily basis I was stupid and useless. And I figured out through that when you're told something often enough, especially while you're young and impressionable enough, you kind of start to believe it. And so later on, I became a teenage runaway and a high school dropout. And with that kind of thinking, I just walked myself way off track on life's journey throughout my teens and 20s. I had more than 20 different jobs in less that time. For over a decade, I was a very dumb but very good-looking bouncer in what used to be the most popular nightclubs in Sydney. Okay, I'm kidding about the good-looking part, but not about the dumb part, really. I was a daydream believer. I had big dreams. I wanted to be, do, and have more. I really wanted to give more, actually, but I had little self-esteem, so I'd done little with my life and felt like I had little to give. Physically, I've always been athletic, mainly in martial arts, but back then, I had health troubles. Autoimmune disorder, inflammatory issues, severe skin, respiratory and gut conditions most of my life, and lots of bad injuries. Financially, I got myself stuck in go nowhere jobs with hopes going nowhere, no prospects, no financial security, no financial dignity. And I'm going to embarrass myself here by telling you just how embarrassingly broke I was. I've been behind. I've had the phone, electricity and gas cut off. I've not been able to run my car on anything more than just the fumes of petrol, if I could afford to run it at all. Not been able to make the rent. I've been evicted. I mean, no financial dignity. I always believed in possibilities, but my problem was I doubted my potential. And so I was leaving myself trapped, unfulfilled, unhappy and frustrated and just unable to be who I really wanted to be. Now, as for some fortunate things that happened in my life, first I met the girl of my dreams, and right then and there, more than ever before, I was motivated to become more. She believed in me and told me that I was more. And she's a beautiful mother of my 4 beautiful boys. And so she's given me so much more. And I guess when you're told something often enough, especially by people important to you, you kind of start to believe it, right? Now, also, I was introduced to this company's life-changing breakthrough, life-changing opportunity, life-changing ethos, culture, and training. Now, these company leaders are extremely successful people. They believed in me too, but more importantly, taught me how to believe and become more. So today, instead of having health and wealth problems, I've gotten on top of those, and I have the honor of helping others do the same too because of this life-changing breakthrough. And instead of financial insecurity and indignity. I now have security and dignity because of this life-changing opportunity. And instead of being trapped, unfulfilled, unhappy, frustrated, and unable to be who I really want to be, I now have more, but with the ability to believe and become more and give more, because this company's training has shown me a life-changing better way. And so now I really want to spend the rest of my life doing nothing more than bettering people's lives in at least any one of these life-changing ways too. And so what I'm going to share with you first is the life-changing breakthrough that I mentioned. And this is the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. Medical experts say this is a very, very big breakthrough, greater than the discoveries of DNA or penicillin. And for 2 decades, science had declared that this breakthrough was impossible. This is a breakthrough with enormous potential, proven by renowned universities and world-leading laboratory medical studies, a very advanced breakthrough, 15 years ahead of its time. And any health goals, challenges, or problems you can think of, remarkable results, and drug companies wanted it shut down. But more about that a little later. Before I tell you what this is, let's be clear about what this is not, because this is nothing like anything else you've ever seen before. What we'll be talking about goes well beyond drugs or nutrition, well beyond any type of ingredients or technology you already know about, because what I'm about to show you is an entirely new frontier in science, a truly groundbreaking and category-creating healthcare breakthrough. The Alissa Redox cell signaling technology is a drink that contains active redox signaling molecules. What are those, aside from being a mouthful? Redox signaling molecules are made by your cells, so that means they're made within your body. So they are native to your body. They are your cellular messengers that affect your cell-to-cell communication, and therefore all of your cell-to-cell operation, all the way down to your genetic expressions in a positive way, everything. Redox signaling is a remarkable process because it is the actual process that empowers your body to heal itself by telling your cells how to protect healthy cells, repair unhealthy cells, and replace damaged cells. Now, redox signaling molecules also activate your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, and infection. Bottom line is, redox signaling is what keeps cells functioning and healing at optimal levels. Now, why is this all so all important? Because we are all made entirely of cells. All of us, every single part of us. We live and die at the cellular level. Healthy cells means a healthy body and a healthy life, but that only happens with redox signaling molecules. They are the keys to life. They are essential for the activation and function of our normal physiology. All of our body's major systems, biochemical and physiological processes, all of it critically depends on redox signaling. Critically, because if all of your cells were to suddenly stop making redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than just a few more mere seconds. Without your redox signaling molecules, life ends. So if our bodies already make redox signaling molecules, why do we need to give our bodies more then? Well, when we're born, we do make an abundance of redox signaling molecules. As generally why children seem to have an abundance of energy, right? And how they can run around all day and not wake up sore the next one, and how they can bounce back so quickly from an injury or illness. However, as we age, along with stress, poor diet, toxins, and all sorts of other environmental assaults, both man-made and natural, our body's ability, our cells break down through this stress, and our body's ability to make redox molecules also breaks down. They decline daily in production. And without as many of these redox signaling molecules giving clear cell signals, our whole cellular protection and healing process that we just discussed becomes slow. And then our cells break down more and more. And so does our health, wellness, youth, and vitality. It's a vicious cycle. And then Alissa takes science seriously, by the way, and is highly committed to ongoing research with renowned universities and world-leading laboratories, allowing these outside and independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of Alissa redox signaling supplements, demonstrating the safety and efficacy of the Alissa redox products, certifying them as safe and effective in everybody. And Alissa is within a very real and significant space of science because redox itself is based in Nobel Prize winning research. Since the first Nobel Prize was awarded to these 3 professors back in 1998 for the first discovery of a signaling molecule. There have now since been multiple signaling molecules discovered with multiple Nobel Prizes awarded for research in that field. If you went along to pubmed.gov, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published, and you typed in redox signaling, you would see well over 33,000 results. There are more than 1,500 medical textbooks that have been published on redox signaling. And let me tell you, this slide will already be out of date, way out of date by now, with around 150 studies coming out almost every single month. And so according to medical researchers, and as reported in the Huffington Post, who specifically wrote about ASEA in this article that I'm showing, redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. There are now multiple universities who've received tens of millions of dollars in grants to open up redox research centers. There are now global medical conferences and congresses being held about redox. Medical doctors are specializing in redox, with one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and title that includes Director of Redox Medicine. And as for ASEA outside of this, it's already light years ahead of everything out there. ASEA redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits, which translates to health at its most foundational level. Here's just one example I'm going to show you. ASEA redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways and affect genes that improve immune system health, help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, improve gut health and digestive enzyme production, and modulate hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. Now, these genes are key in the health of every individual and play a vital role, not just in the 5 previously mentioned human health areas, but also in dozens of additional genetic pathways thereafter. Now, moreover, ASEA redox has also been scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. Further studies show that ASEA lowers oxidative stress. Now, the head professor of this university study is saying that one of the most important effects of ASEA on disease risk factors is its ability to reduce oxidative stress. And that's significant because all degenerative health concerns are caused by oxidative stress. And from rigorous toxicology studies, ASEA is proven to be 100% safe, 0% toxicity. Why? Because redox signaling molecules, remember, are native to your body. They're already in you. Your body already makes them. Just now, your body can't make as much of them as it used to when it was younger and healthier. And so if you have a health challenge, or if you have people that you care about who do, or if you have a wish that you could look, live, and feel young once again, or if you have the very good sense for protecting your health because you don't want to become old and unwell, or if you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, greater athleticism, better in sport, bigger and stronger in the gym, any health goal you can think of, redox users and medical doctors are seeing just remarkable results. But you don't need to take my word for it. On the note of medical doctors, here are some right now. Let's listen to what they have to say.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. What can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it. People need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants. And the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. And you can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries, but now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies, and this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
So now that we've spoken about cellular health from the inside out, let's show you what's possible from the outside in. And that's made possible by ASEA's topical versions of Redox technology. They are Renew 28 Redox Gel and our Intensive Redox Serum. That's the two products on your right. Now, these Redox technologies are also supported and enhanced by the complementary all-natural ingredients products, the two on the left, our gentle refining cleanser and our ultra replenishing moisturizer. Now, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So let's just show you what our ASEA Redox technologies are actually worth with these amazing health, anti-aging and age-reversing results. Lines and wrinkles are smoothed out. Elasticity comes back to the skin. Skin blemishes, spots, dots, and marks, inflammations, irritations, aggravations, other signs of poor health to the skin being renewed. Even for young people too, being rejuvenated, improving the quality of life. How many more dates do you reckon this dude's getting now? Even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions are coming back to the proper surface of the skin. This is Rosie. The dramatic difference that you're seeing in the first two pictures on the left could not be seen by Rosie because she didn't take those pictures. And actually, Rosie believed that the products weren't working. Rosie went to see a doctor. That's who told her about ASEA and who took these pictures. And when Rosie told the doctor that the products didn't work, the doctor showed these pictures to Rosie. And, well, I guess the rest of the story can be seen here, right? Everybody says they want to see how ASEA goes. Makes sense? Understandable? But Rosie missed the moment-by-moment changes by not taking pictures, and you may miss them too. So please take pictures. That's how you see how ASEA and Renew Advanced products go. Now, some people notice results in a reasonable amount of time, 7 weeks like Rosie, some people within 7 days, and a lot of people can actually have an experience in around about 7 minutes. However, some people need to apply more product, more time, more patience, generally when there's more going on with their health, right? What we know scientifically is that redox signaling molecules are all the same. In you, in me, in animals, in plants, they're all the same. And it's proven through third-party scientific validation that ASEA contains redox signaling molecules. They work in every single person, every single time. It would be scientifically impossible for them to not work in you and or hurt you. But what does differ from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. Speaking of noticing the change, this doctor did a little experiment of his own. on his very own face and used Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other. Can you spot the difference? Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Now, Renew 28 is not just for your face, as you can see here, arms, hands, bellies. Here's some more bellies on the next slide. And here's some bums and thighs. You can use Renew 28 all over topically. These pictures are actually from a study by a world-leading laboratory. This study was actually done because there were many reports coming in from all over the world of people saying that their cellulite had disappeared while they were using Renew 28. So scientists set upon these double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trials to see, was there any truth to these stories? What they found was after just 12 weeks, there was a 16% reduction in the appearance of cellulite. And when the scientists did ultrasounds to try and discover how this was happening, they saw that the subcutaneous fat that was causing the cellulite was actually being dissolved from the use of Renew 28. And so Renew 28 helps reduce the appearance of cellulite and wrinkles, enhancing skin texture, smoothing the skin, not just for visibly younger looking skin, but visibly younger and healthier, actual healthier skin. Renew 28 helps soothe skin discomfort after things such as shaving, sun exposure, and the like. But Renew 28 is not just for the skin. It helps soothe discomfort around the body. And you can know about it in about 10 minutes. If you have some discomfort around your body, rate that discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most discomfort you can feel. Apply Renew 28 on that point of discomfort 3 times within 5 minutes time. And usually 9 to 10 out of every 10 people will notice a soothing or reduction of discomfort within approximately 10 minutes. Now, nothing I've said here today has been intended to diagnose anything that you're going through. And ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. And I've got a lot more to give you, to show you, for you to see, for you to get a feel of, but I really want to allow you to have an exclamation mark put behind, this is the greatest health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime, exclamation mark. And that's by hearing from a very exceptional gentleman. So Alissa, would you mind if I hand it back to you so we can hear from our good mate?
I couldn't find my video button. Thanks, Stevie. That's amazing. I love hearing how you explain these redox signaling molecules. It's amazing. Dan, we have you here already. So thanks so much, Dan, for coming on board. For those of you who don't know, Dan is a global authority here in ASEA, and he has changed thousands of lives as a result of what's happened to him on his journey, both physically and also financially, isn't it, Dan?
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to hold, got a few of the people on from the last call and they're waiting for my story. I'm going to hold them in a little bit of suspense here. So we had a lot of new people on the call. Alissa, if you don't mind, coming in from all angles, as a health practitioner, as somebody who had incredible results on the product, and what this is doing for you, what you're looking at it, potentially doing for you as far as an opportunity as well. Can you give us a quick overview on coming in from all those angles and discovering this when you finally discovered it after I told you about a year and a half later?
I think it was longer than that, Dan.
Was it? 3 years?
Like 3 years or something. So sure. So yeah, Dan obviously is a good friend of mine and had told me about these amazing redox molecules. And I'd ignored him, I think, for 3 years. And he kept telling me about the product and I kept saying, well, that's just another product. And so I think particularly as a health practitioner, you get told about lots of different miracle cures out there, from everything from juices and oils to who knows what. So I had to be really careful about what I looked at. And when I finally was doing some research myself about what I could do in the clinic and why some of our treatments weren't really being as effective as they were 10 years ago. And I literally through PubMed, actually medically researching what's going on in our world today and what can I change in our clinic. And up came these little redox signaling molecules. And I thought, they sound familiar. Anyway, when I finally Googled, which you don't do, redox signaling molecules, I realized it was the same thing that Dan had been trying to talk to me about for about 3 years. So certainly for me, I have had a personal amazing story on these redox signaling molecules. And from there, I guess when you have your own experience and also knowing the research behind what this is and how this works, I can't deny it. So I think when you know something, you can't not share it. Hey, you don't want to keep little gems and keep information away from those you love. And particularly as a health practitioner, you know, my passion here on earth is to help heal people and change people's lives. So definitely excited to be here and having Redox as part of my journey as a health practitioner, and also as a family friend and as a person in general. So certainly for me, it has given me a piece of hope, and has certainly, I don't know, Dan, I think I would say I feel more confident now, because I've never been able to really give an answer. We've always done a lot of things to help improve, but to know that we've got something now that actually helps your body to heal is pretty comforting. Is that what you want me to talk about?
It's amazing. No, thanks for that. And, you know, just leading on from the last call, and Jim Glenn saying on the last call how he's finally found his purpose. And I say, this is my purpose-filled mission. It's incredible what we have, and it'd be a travesty if we didn't tell people about this because of what we know. It's our responsibility to do so. Okay, and then we're going to lead on to Stevie Aquilina soon, talking about the opportunity and how we can help you with this incredible platform business called ASEA. We can help you to actually get involved and share this with others and benefit from doing so. Thanks, Alissa. Alrighty, I'm going to go into my story. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people in this call have heard my story, and there's a lot of people that are waiting for my story from the last call. You're going to get the full story now. I'm going to skim over it still because I think most people have heard a lot of it, but just to reiterate what Stevie said, that these products are not intended to cure, to treat, cure, diagnose, or prevent any disease or medical condition. We have something pretty amazing though. You've heard about the products, the breakthrough, the technology, and everything Stevie's gone through thus far. Hang in there, guys. The rest of it is just as exciting, if not more exciting, than what you've just heard. So my wife Suzanne and I, we are in Honolulu in Hawaii right now. Have the privilege and pleasure to be where, you know, anywhere we want to be, when we want to be. And this has just been an amazing ride, an amazing journey. And you'll hear my story from having health to losing my health to regaining my health. And in the process, having wealth and losing wealth and then regaining wealth again as a byproduct of helping people. So we cheekily say with these products that with long-term use and sometimes even short-term use, these products are a cure for skepticism. I've seen a lot of people's skepticism cured. It's funny. It's an amazing thing to see, as in my father. But let me just quickly get into my story so we can get back to Stevie talking about this incredible opportunity behind the breakthrough. So this is me when I was in my early 20s, 24 actually, mid-20s. Started pushing weights when I was 13 years old and played many sports over many, many years. And this was me starting in the traditional business arena as an entrepreneur. And over the next 20 years, I built and sold 20 traditional businesses, employing about 3,500 people. Incredible ride. Never had anyone to train me, mentor me. All the mistakes I made were my mistakes. All the successes were my successes. And I had a really good run. I never let school get in the way of a good education. Self-taught, incredible journey, an incredible ride through that part of my life and career. Fast forward from 24 to 44, not a bodybuilder anymore. Still going to the gym every morning, involved in more cardiovascular work. Wanted to be the best version of a 50-year-old that I could be. And this is me in pretty good condition at 44, not knowing that I was in a lot of trouble with my health at this stage. And 6 months later, in 2011, something came to the surface. And you could probably tell what that something was. Spent 2.5 years in and out of a hospital in Sydney, Australia, and lost all my hair from all over my body. What I went through, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. A friend of mine, Johnny, had been through the hospital visits that I was going through here. He was 21 years old in this photo. He was in remission. His issue came back. And unfortunately, we lost him at the age of 23 years old. At the end of my 2.5 years of hospital visits, my doctors told me to get my affairs in order. Did some research, went on to an alkaline diet, spent a lot of money on nutritional supplements, super juices, antioxidants, alkaline water, and tried to get my health heading in the right direction. 2 years looking after myself, this was the result. and my blood works were still heading in the wrong direction. I was still in a lot of trouble with my health. A friend of mine reached out to me at this stage, Bart Cotter, and all he said was, I think I've found something that can help. Long story short, flew to Salt Lake City, Utah, started on these redox molecules. In 3 hours, my body was expelling things so fast. I had little red spots all over my upper torso. In 12 hours, a 20-year stomach problem, a caffeine intolerance, seemed to have gone away. And in 48 to 72 hours, I had so much lung damage from what they did to me in that hospital, where I had trouble breathing and talking at the same time. My lungs were functioning absolutely perfect. Went back home to Australia, kept drinking these amazing little molecules in this little blue bottle. Fast forward 1 year, this is a photo of me in 2015, the day the doctors told me no sign of those two major health challenges. Multiple injuries from playing sports had gone away, that turning into that crippling issue as we get older. 20 years of pollen problems, sneezing, runny nose. My whole body was rebuilt top to bottom. That was my journey back to health. Looking younger, feeling younger. This is me 2 years later, 3 years on the product. You can see I was looking way, way better. 2014, still very sick. What you're seeing on the outside is a reflection of what was going on the inside. 1 year on the product, feeling much better, looking much better. What you're seeing on the outside, a reflection of what was going on the inside at that time. 3 years on the product, my complexion was a reflection of what was going on the inside at that time. It's been an incredible journey for me with my health, and as a byproduct, losing my health and then regaining it, helping others with their health and sharing this with others, as we just spoke, became a responsibility, and now this purpose-filled mission to get this to as many people as possible. And I believe that this is the most compelling opportunity that we will ever see in business. You've got investments, you're doing whatever you're doing as far as a business opportunity, with everything that I've been through, working in corporate for one of the big 4 banks in Australia, building 20 traditional businesses, everything that I've done, I have never, ever seen an opportunity that has come anywhere near as close as this, for many reasons. The breakthrough, but also what this company stands for. And without any further ado, I'm going to pass on to Stevie to go through the opportunity, which I believe is just as, if not as important as what you've heard so far. Thanks, Stevie.
Thank you, Dan, for all that you do and all that you are, not just for everyone, but for me too. If I can just take this moment to say thank you for being the first leader who believed in me and took me under your wing and taught me how to believe, belong, and become more. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate you forever. All right, folks, with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. The greater the opportunity, the greater the breakthrough. And ASEA is a life-changing breakthrough. And so then, therefore, that has created a life-changing opportunity behind all of this to make a living while bettering people's lives. So let's look at just some of those reasons. Not enough time to look through all of them. But in regards to the products again, ASEA is the world's first and only redox signaling supplement for 2 very simple reasons. One, for nearly 3 decades, no one other than just this one man here, Dr. Gary L. Samuelson, medical atomic physicist, has been able to figure out how to create and stabilize redox signaling molecules outside of the body. For the 2 decades before Dr. Samuelson's breakthrough work, science had declared that this was impossible. And 2, ASEA is heavily patented, but not only is ASEA not allowed to be copied, ASEA cannot be copied because there's no way to look into a bottle of ASEA and figure out how to reverse engineer it, because there are trade secrets in the making of ASEA. It's not in the bottle. And so it can't be copied. That means we have no copycats. That means we have no competition. That means no one in the world has what ASEA has. No one. And that means no other products in the world can do what ASEA does. None of them. Nothing else in the world can get to the depth and level of achievement in the human body as what ASEA can, because nothing else has redox signaling molecules. And because redox works in everybody, and because everybody needs redox, and because nothing in the body works as well or at all, in fact, without redox, and because redox can't hurt anybody, and because no other products can make that claim, no juice, pills, super shake, fancy water, CBD oil, whatever it might be, it means ASEA holds massive opportunities across all health science sectors like nothing else does, like nothing else can, like nothing else will. Doesn't matter whether it's healthcare and wellness or sports science, athletic performance, beauty, skincare, aging, longevity. We are not only at the top of all of these industries, we serve them all at a depth and level like nothing else can. ASEA is the only company in the world that the world can get a redox signaling supplement from, and therefore the only company in the world that can truly help people to the depths and levels of like nothing else can. And so ASEA is an entrepreneur's dream. Our mission here is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. We can't do that on our own. And so we look for people to help spread the word. ASEA gives you the opportunity to make money just by sharing Redox with others. So for people looking for either an extra or part-time or full-time or big-time or legacy leaving income, for people who have dreams of a better life, income, lifestyle, there are levels of commissions to meet whatever levels of ambitions to be able to afford making your goals, dreams, and desires a reality. And ASEA helps you by helping you to create income that is both residual and leveraged. You receive a residual income from not just, now what that means is you don't just receive a pay from the first time someone purchases, but from all of their ongoing repeated purchases, month after month, year after year. And that's by every single person you refer to ASEA. And because you can refer as many people as you like, and because those people can purchase as much as they like again and again and again, the residual income potential is unlimited. Comes to you again and again and again. On top, you also receive unlimited leveraged residual income. And I mean leveraged by all of the repeated purchases made by every single person that your contacts and others also refer. And there are no limits to how far and wide and deep these referrals can go around the world. Just like when you recommend a good movie, TV series, restaurant, cafe, book, homewares, beauty products, health products, whatever, it's natural that people tell people who then tell even more people. And it goes on and on and on. Word of mouth marketing is the oldest and still today #1 most powerful and effective and most trusted form of marketing in the world. There's no limits, especially with how connected the world is today. Word spreads worldwide. And ASEA is currently in 35 countries and opening new markets every year. Based on existing trends, the annual turnover is projected to exceed $500 million in the next 5 years. And our heart goes out to many people who suffered in the last 12 months, especially companies who suffered severely in the last 12 months. But ASEA is blessed and fortunate and effective and desired enough that we didn't even go backwards in these last 12 months. In fact, perhaps people need us now more than ever before. Look, if you understood residual income, you would walk through a brick wall to get it. Or if you understood it from the position that I was in when I understood it, maybe like me back then, you'd be willing to crawl through broken glass to get it and then run through a brick wall if you had to. Residual income is impressive. It's kind of cool. But you know what? More so, it's important. You have residual bills. Wouldn't it make sense to have a residual income? Do you know what happens to most people who don't figure this out by the time they're 65? Well, out of every 100 people, only 1 is wealthy. Only 3 are financially secure. 7 must still work to survive. That's at 65, and that's not working because they want to, that's working because they have to. They're a slave to the dollar, still at 65. And worse still, 74 out of every 100 people are dependent on welfare by 65. And you know what? These are statistics obviously pre the unprecedented events that we've had in the last 12 months. So it can get a lot worse. So aside from what we already know is going wrong, it's been going wrong for a long while. What was going wrong before? What's one of the main financial principles that the top 4% seem to have figured out that the other 81% didn't? And I was one of those too, by the way. So I feel like I can speak on this matter. And it's this: how do you make money that is no longer dependent on your paid by the hour, selling your precious time for money, labor intensive or own activity job? Otherwise known as JOB. In my situation, that stood for just over broke. Now, this is known as active income, and many people in the last 12 months, forget that, even the last 6 months, have had that snatched away with them out of their control. But you know what? The truth was, it was inevitable. Sooner or later, you won't be able to be as active as you are right now. Therefore, you won't be able to be holding on to as much active income as you have right now. Now, that may be even more concerning if you came from a position I did, where I used to say, well, hang on a second, my active income already isn't enough as it is. Now, this is one of the biggest problems 81% of people get trapped in. It's the biggest problem that put 81% of people in more trouble than they have ever been in before the last 12 months. And it's because of this. Money is an excellent servant, but it is a terrible master. So if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will be a slave for money until you die. Now, I'm not saying jobs are bad. They're a good place to start for most of us. And if you truly do love your job and you've been lucky enough to keep it because you are blessed. But still, find a way to make money outside of your job that won't interfere with what you're currently doing, because only relying on a single source of active income is just not smart and dangerous to your financial security. So for those of us who are smart, who've been wanting to be in the right place at the right time, or able to recognize a good thing, who decide to take control of their finances and their freedom and their security, now that we know about that more than ever, hopefully. For people who aren't happy with the amount of money that they have or how they have to make it. For people who have dreams and want a better life. ASEA is a significant opportunity to have a significant impact in the lives of others and to be paid a significant income from the inevitable growth of this global expansion to afford you those dreams and give you that real freedom. Now, there's nothing better than making a living from bettering people's lives. That's what you get to do with ASEA. Who we become and what we do is the biggest reward over and above any riches it will make us. Now, you can make great money here, that's for sure. And you can even be rewarded on top with all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations all around the world and have a really great time, meeting great people, making great friends, having great experiences, and just a great lifestyle. But really, at the end of the day, it is the effect we have on others that is one of the most valuable currencies there is. And that is the heart of ASEA, and it was demonstrated time and time again. I'm going to give you one of the first as an example. The truth is, after big pharmaceutical companies were shown tens of millions of dollars and 17 years worth of powerful research and clinical studies proving ASEA, those big drug companies offered ASEA a payout of a huge sum of money for the sole and exclusive rights to the ASEA Redox technology. They wanted to buy it off ASEA. However, those drug companies also wanted ASEA to shut down and have everyone taken off Redox. But thankfully, the founders of ASEA, Virtus Norden and his son Tyler Norden, they had the great foresight to see grave concerns and consequences in such a deal. Because Virtus and Tyler saw people who went from severe health challenges that once left them and their doctors feeling hopeless to then experiencing life-changing power from Redox. And when Virtus and Tyler saw this, they were filled with a great sense of purpose and responsibility to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. And so they could not, in good conscience, sell out. And so that's why Virtus and Tyler didn't. They said no to the payout and yes to the people. You see, for Virtus and Tyler, what had once started out as just a very big business play had now become more. The ASEA founders, they turned down that huge sum of money from the big pharmaceutical companies, deciding to go the supplement route rather than the drug route, in order to expedite the availability of this technology globally, making it available to you and me and everyone immediately without a prescription. Now, one of ASEA's foremost guiding principles was demonstrated here, as is perpetually demonstrated in every decision they make, and that is to always put people and principles over and above ego and economics. Look, the ASEA founders and corporate team, they come from big backgrounds, up to Fortune 50 backgrounds. They are exceptionally experienced in running very big, profitable, famous household name companies. However, their corporate soul revolves around putting people first, having an impact, making a difference, helping others to believe, belong, and become more, to be a force for good in the world, and so you're in very good hands. Get back with the person who shared this with you. Let them know what stood out to you the most. If you have any questions, ask them. They can point you to where you can find the answers easily. There's plenty of university studies, but most importantly, there's hundreds of thousands of real people's life-changing Redox experiences for you to see. ASEA is the real deal. So if you want to be happier and healthier, if you want to live younger, longer, and stronger, you may just want to become an ASEA customer. However, if you have dreams and desires, if you want to be, do, have, and able to give more, if you want to help people be happier and healthier, if you want a better life, income, lifestyle, if you want to increase the prosperity of the planet, if you want to make a difference in the world, become part of this Redox reality, and you can become more. If you just pass this information on, like someone has passed it on to you for many, many others, you can and you will better the lives of many, many others. And your life will become better in many, many ways. So thank you very much for spending this time with me. Again, my name is Stevie Aquilina, and may you all always be happy and well. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Stevie, for that amazing presentation. I hope that from this presentation, guys, you are inspired, you know, that you're challenged, but also that you've got an opportunity here. You've got an answer to your health, but also to your life. So guys, I haven't checked the messages. Are we up for a 5-minute quick question and answer, or do we have to move on? We can. So does anybody have any questions at all in regards to the product? Please remember that we can't answer anything specifically about a particular health condition, but any kind of general questions about that or about the business or any other questions you might like to ask Dan, Stevie, or myself.